What's going on, and welcome to the Stick Drift Podcast, a podcast for all things cars, racing games, motorsports, and more. Welcome back to episode 26 of the Stick Drift Podcast. Like the intro said, a podcast for all things car culture, racing games, and motorsports. Today on the Stick Drift Podcast, we are on episode 26, one after our quarter of 100 episodes of the Stick Drift Podcast. We've got a few things to talk about, not really a lot. We've got some
overstating it.
few should be emphasized there, really. We've got a few, very few things to talk about on the episode today. We've got some more media-related news. I think what we've seen recently is a lot more media to do with cars than there is actual anything else to do with cars recently. It seems like car companies, spotted while spotted, all of that has just sort of... It's like they announced the Aventador replacement, and then the whole of the car industry just went, yeah, no, let's just take like a month off, you know.
I mean, there's way too long to the next model year to be really teasing anything at this point. So
Yeah.
I just don't think anyone's bothered.
I mean, I imagine eventually we'll get like a grip on it, right? This is also the first year that we're doing the podcast. So I imagine eventually we'll get a grip on like, okay, it's this part of the year. Now there's actually going to be stuff being announced. And now there's actually going to be like spotted while spotted, and they're going to announce a new whatever. Like, when we started was like it was a very golden era of the year. It was like Aventador was coming out. Every car was getting killed. The Fiesta, the Aventador.
It was towards the
F-Type.
end of the year, though, wasn't it? So everyone
Yeah.
was just doing announcements and
We got
cancellations.
the electric Dodge, as well as if I just like look through like the thumbnail titles.
What happened to half of those things? Like they announce them and then just put them in the vault of things to never be seen again.
Yeah, like I think the electric Dodge. All I saw was when it had the weird engine sound, and everyone was talking about that because they showed off its engine sound. Audi R8 and TT got cancelled. I completely forgot that. Audi R8 and TT got cancelled. And I just completely forgot. Same with the F-Type. McLaren's doing an SUV. We talked about that on like the third episode. McLaren doing an SUV. No word from that either, right? I guess, again, these are probably things that eventually we'll hear about. We have the Paris Motor Show, SEMA, a few guest episodes. We need a guest episode. We haven't had a guest episode in a hot minute. Who can I get on?
Get Williams CEO on.
Yeah. TDU's been doing a bit of something, I think. I don't see.
No, I think people are too big of fans on, so...
Is that the case? Is no one actually... I feel like...
People are just criticising the images they release them.
Yeah, I know Vintage Slam is hyped about it. I might do an episode with Vintage Slam. Or maybe Paragliva. I might ask him to come on.
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely an episode of the Stick Drift a guest episode would be nice at some point. Guest episodes, I'll probably move them to... Maybe keep them Wednesday, maybe move them Thursday, just because, I guess, podcast moved a day. Might as well move that a day. I don't know, because I am able to upload it Sundays. And I prefer Sundays, because it feels wrong having Motorsports Monday actually be on a Monday. That doesn't feel right to me.
Well, there's not going to be any to this week, so you can upload it on a Sunday all you want.
Exactly, yeah. I might... It's just Saturday is unfortunate, because Saturday is one of those days that, like, could be busy. It's just that, like, how would if we recorded it Sunday, it would have to be early-ish morning, basically. And I'd have to have a video ready, which, that's on me, that's my fault. But, like, it would have to be early morning if we recorded it. So, like, say I did have something to do on Saturday, the actual podcast would have to be early morning Sunday instead. Which, that's the major issue, right? Like, I could upload it on Sunday. Maybe I did upload this one on Sunday. Who knows? Maybe we make it Sunday or Monday podcast, right? That might actually have to be
I'm sure
how
the
we do
algorithm
it.
will love that one.
Oh, no, yeah, because YouTube, they hate consistency. They love inconsistency.
They're allergic
actually.
to it.
Yeah,
I
but
can't imagine they do that.
we'll have to see. TDU, it's unfortunate that it's not doing anything. I mean, when's the next like showcase thing? I swear they like. I keep seeing things about it, and
every
the only
month. So it's about 3 weeks. Yes, every month they release
Oh.
a new document thing, like 4 images.
When's the next like event? Because I feel like for every like event,
next year at this point.
because I keep seeing all I see for the events is that TDU isn't at them. Like all I see for TDU events is
I
an
mean, all the
announcement
events
saying,
get cancelled now at this point. What E3's
Yeah.
got now completely, it's dead. Yeah, no one does them anymore. They have Nacon Connect. They pulled it
Yeah.
out with the big things and done a Ubisoft.
We've definitely got a few big things coming up in the world of media as well, though, because obviously UB Forward is coming up, and the Crew 2 have sort of soft announced that they will be at UB Forward. And I say that because, oh, wait, we've got that to go into. Motorfest news, yes. We actually got on-time Motorfest news, which...
That is impressive.
which you look like you definitely knew that happened.
No, I have no idea, so...
So we got on-time Motorfest news. I completely forgot. This is a very vehicle media-centric episode. So yes, we are going to be talking about a few of those things. I'm actually going to jump over telling you guys what's coming up on this episode of the Stick Drift Podcast. Of course, you got the time codes down there below. As well, just above where that below is, you've got the sub button. So subscribe. Podcast comes out every week.
Every week.
It's every week. And not even that sometimes. Every week. As well as I'm actually uploading on the Stick Drift channel, the other channel. That's gotten 3 videos this week. This week it's gonna get 3 videos next week.
Surely, because the shorts are a separate tab, but they're not shorts, are they? No, mine ignore that.
Yeah, no, that's
the
the issue.
podcasts are a separate tab now.
I think they are, but I think do they also
What's going on, boy?
in video? Oh, that's my voice. Do they also come up in videos? Because that I don't know. I assume if they also come up in videos, then no. And also,
So it might be a better idea for the minute because we need watch time.
yeah. The main reason I don't, though, is because, like, I feel like it would put off people subscribing to the podcast. Because if you're subscribing to the podcast, you'd want to get notification for the podcast. But then, if you've got a notification, with this way, you can, like, pick and choose, right? You can sub to the podcast, or you can sub to the Stick Drift channel, which, God, I wish I had a bit more... Like, this is what I say, right? Where, like, I'm not even about, like, oh my God, get rich on YouTube. If I had the abundant enough money to, like, buy 2 copies of Lego 2K just so we could do a video on it, like, I would have done that, right? Which, to be fair, with games that don't have online anyway, I might end up doing, like, something like where it is just... I think there's a channel that does this for old school games. It is just, like... one of us plays the game, the other one can see it, obviously screen share, and then just like sort of talking while playing it, essentially. But
like me watching you play Far Cry 5 and just laughing about how bad
essentially, yeah.
It's just a Ubisoft moment as a game.
Which, to be, it's not even too different than, because like we'll play like Apex or something, but half the time I'll just play like a miscellaneous game, whether it's Lego City Undercover, whether it's Spider-Man, whether it's like like Far Cry, Splinter Cell, and I'll just like have it screen shared because it's like I'm just playing this. So it's a video like that would also work for that channel, which, to be fair, we could have done that, honestly.
And then you said you would do car meets, and I sent you a list of car meets, and then you just proceeded to...
Car meets? What, as in real world car meets? There's a real...
Yeah.
Are they going on?
I sent you... there's no way you'd ever be able to find it now. But I did send you a thing, like a Facebook group.
Oh, there's a Facebook group for it, ew.
That's Facebook.
Well, because I assumed it's cold weather right now, so they're not doing them. Is what I thought.
Yeah, it's only 19 degrees today. And
yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess, but it's not summer by definition, right? So
Is it not? It's gotta be really close.
I don't know. I don't know what the days are. So I have no idea.
I think summer starts June, so we're like 15 days away from summer.
But are they like the proper ones that you actually like? Okay.
One of them was at Silverstone. It had the one you went to at Silverstone on it, so I'd assume they are proper.
Also, with that is one of those things that I'd want to get the podcast monetized, because then I can justify getting like extra camera equipment for it as well, right? Because obviously I've got the work phone and the rig. If I just bought like another rig and use your phone, and then it's just getting that set up as well. But yeah, podcast monetized, of course, that's just a thing we're doing this year on the Stick Drift Podcast. Don't even worry about it. Check out the episodes. Also, follow on Spotify and whatnot. As well as, so the other channel, that is basically where we upload, just like the segments. So like, video packaged segments. What I've been doing recently as well is I'll record an intro for them. So
if you didn't record intros for them, I could edit them, but you record intros for them, so it basically removes all availability I can add.
It's so they're not just like fade in podcast talking. I actually preface it a little. I saw Pyrocynical do it, right? He will just have a clip from his live stream, but he talks for like 2 minutes to pretend like it isn't the laziest content imaginable. It's like, yeah, I'll preface it, I'll talk about it, and then I'll go into it. Obviously, hypothetically, 2 years, 1 year, 2 years from now, podcast, big
17 months.
Steam. No, as in like if it actually got to like a decent big old point, actually having like an editor for that. The only reason I'd have one for that instead of the main channel is because the videos would fund the edits, so it'd be a loop, right? An editor would edit the video, and then that video would have to fund the editor.
Decent amount.
Oh yeah,
at least we make, yeah.
But because it's because the SidWaj podcast would be member focused, right? So it'd be focused on memberships and doing that extra content for that. That's where I would justify possibly getting an editor for it. Did consider having people help out with the podcast as it comes to time codes and whatnot. I just got that a bit more efficient. I'm probably gonna pay him out the few episodes that he did at some point. With time codes, I've just like I coped and have managed to get it done myself, but with the editing, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to do it. If it was a video on the other channel a week, as well as the extended cut, as like the episode and the bonus episode I could do. It's the video and the extended video every week that I could not do. Like no shot. Especially if it's 2 sets of footage, right? Like, yeah, that would be impossible for me, as well as running the main channel, as well as hopefully after Motorfest actually pushing the wheel
Motorfest,
channel a bit more.
If TDU comes out and it's at its expected time, around Motorfest, it's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
Because you're gonna have to record Motorfest, TDU,
yeah,
and do everything else you're already doing.
exactly, right, as well as wheel
And
for
you
it.
will be obligated to stream. Like,
see, that's the issue. It's chucking it against streams as well, right? You know what? I was, a podcast is where I could talk about this a bit more. I say that. Anyone who watches my stream hears the same waffle, right? But like, at the beginning of this year, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buckle down. I'm doing the podcast. Everything's on time. With SidWaj, I'm doing absolutely fine. The channel's uploading. I'm 3 days ahead. I'm streaming on time. And then I met my girlfriend, and then everything just fell to shit for like 2 months, a month. It was still going. Everything was still going, to be fair. It was great. And,
your last Crew 2 stream was the 11th. The 20th.
Yeah. But it's what's going on, boys? Oh, keep playing my intro video. It's my fault. Like, even she tells me to stream, and like, I went to go see her one time without having a video ready, and she did tell me off for it. Like, it's me. I'm the problem.
Last month you said how many? You streamed 4 times? Was it?
I think it was in total in the last update. I streamed 9 times.
Well, your streams like Cruto 1, 2, 3, 4 times this month.
I'm streaming tonight. And I've got a bunch of videos to film. And also, I'm just cutting down on streams in general. Like, it's gone from 5 a week to 4 a week to now maybe 3 a week. Just in general.
It's not even maybe 3 a week. It's 1 a week confirmed.
Yeah.
You get 2 if you're lucky.
Yeah. But I'm gonna be streaming tonight because I've got a bunch of videos to film. On top of that, I should be...
So you're still 3 videos ahead?
No. I was for a split second. But now I should be after tonight's stream.
You say this every time.
I'll record 3 videos this stream. 3. And then I'll go from that. Like, I'll have a coffee before stream too. So I'll have the energy. I'll record 3 videos. And then we'll go into it. Especially because some of them are Motorfest videos. We're talking... talk for 10 minutes videos. So I should be getting ahead on videos. On top of, I'm going to be doing that. Podcast, once that's sorted. As well as, I guess, to be fair, this is the tangent of all tangents, because I don't actually remember what the, like, tracing back to where the
I don't know
from.
what this started as, but...
No, yeah, stuff's doing stuff, though, I guess, right? But, speaking of stuff doing stuff, there is a lot going on in the world of car media this week. But, before that, because there's only one real non-car media thing, even still, it's a very, like, non-car culture car thing. instead of just like just being a straight up car media thing. Tesla has announced a brand new, not even announced. So this is from CarWow. Incoming all new Tesla. Tesla has shared a tweet of its upcoming car at their latest shareholder meeting. We don't have any details yet, but it's a CarWow tweet. Confirmed that Tesla is in the process of building a new product. Okay, see, that seems a bit misleading that they say product at the very end. That makes me think it could be like a t-shirt or like a cup holder, but it's just got a Tesla badge on it.
It's gonna be. They've wanted to put a hatch for ages. They've teased the hatch before. I'd assume this is what they're on about.
Have they not had a hatch, or was it
they're
crossover?
an American. They're an American car company.
Oh, is it like a? Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. To be fair,
they're allergic to making small cars.
Surprised they haven't clocked that yet, right? The fact that like the
they're
UK
trying
would want,
they're trying to make a hatch.
Yeah,
but in true Tesla fashion, it's just not materializing.
I say the UK, but to be fair, the most sold car last month was the Tesla SUV. So maybe I'm wrong, you know. Maybe people don't want hatches. Maybe people want SUVs, unfortunately.
The model is the Y, isn't it? The one that sells really well.
I think so, yeah. It's the Tesla SUV.
The Corsa is up there still. I think it's second or third still.
Which, you know what, right? Because we mentioned last episode of the podcast, we were like, oh, but have you even seen any? I actively went out looking for them. Like, nowadays, I'll see one, I'll be like, oh, that thing. I can maybe think 3-4 times since when we mentioned that.
It has to be cities, really.
Yeah. To be fair, London, right? Like, especially emission zones, all of that. I imagine that's where people are buying.
And what's the one that has them now? Oxford, that has emission zones too.
Does it?
Richer cities, I imagine, is where they sell them. Because I don't remember seeing any.
Because
I know the location of more Lotuses than I do Model Ys, which is yeah.
I mean, I've honestly probably seen more Porsches since that was mentioned than I have Model Ys. But, but Tesla has announced a brand new. Well, they're not even announced. They showed it in shareholder meetings, and bearing in mind, Tesla still has unreleased cars that were claimed to be released.
They took £250,000 deposits for the Roadster.
Yep. £100 deposits for
2018.
Yeah. It feels like 2018. I feel like it was sooner. Was Cybertruck not 2018? I want to say Cybertruck was 2018. Roadster was sooner. So on top of that, Cybertruck £100 deposits, right? So they've got the deposits. And unless they fully refund all of those, that's a promise of a product, I assume.
I have no idea when it was announced.
Oh, well, there you go.
I get 2023, 2022, which I know it wasn't. They just keep pushing back the release date.
They need like the thumbnail title. 2019, it seems. Well, I see Elon Musk announced the Tesla Cybertruck in 14 minutes, and that's a video from 2019, which makes sense.
He announced the Cybertruck in 2019.
It was before I moved here, so yeah, I'm fairly certain that it was before that. Yeah, it's been
4 years ago.
Yeah, and again, like every year, it's like, yep, it's coming out this year. It's coming out this year. Obviously, recently we saw it driving around, which was definitely a publicity thing. But we saw it driving around.
Because I don't think it meets half the safety requirements it needs to. But,
it is America, to be fair. It's an American company in America. I forgot, American safety
I forgot that's
standards.
how regulations work over there. They can just pay the local government some money and the problems go away.
Right. But the Cybertruck, obviously being a really wild and wacky, goofy take at a pickup truck, which is, of course, a cyber style, because cyberpunk was cool back then. It looks... You know what? For a car to look dated before it's released is really unfortunate. But, it already looks...
I just think that, they were like this neo-retro when neo-retro was new.
Yeah.
Now everyone's doing it. and they're just late.
Everyone's beat them to their own game, right? Like
But Ford and Chevrolet both have EV pickups out now,
yeah.
which are going to be better vehicles than this.
As well as it's not going to be usable in the UK, really, because it's going to be way too big, if anything. Maybe it will be just because, like, fuel, because the UK economy's in tatters, but, like...
Fuel's actually quite cheap now.
Well, it can't
like
be that forever,
later.
though, right? So, like, maybe it could be good for that.
How would you pitch this to the Department of Road Safety?
Oh no, yeah,
Like,
that's the big
please
issue,
let
right?
this on
Yeah,
the roads,
that's
please.
Especially the EU.
It only has a
right?
100% fatality rate to pedestrians.
Yeah, yeah. Don't yeah, it's bad. It's bad. The jagged, it's the jaggedness of the hood, right? Of the front bumper.
It's got a flat front.
Yeah, yeah.
And
There's no roll.
no crumple zone.
Yeah, there's
Like,
no
if you
roll.
hit-
It's just a splat.
Imagine a Fiat 500 is sat at the lights, right? And this is, I think it weighs 2.5 tons.
Yeah,
Mows into the back of it.
yeah.
This has no crumple zone. It is going to evaporate the Fiat 500. It'd be a disaster if they allowed this on the roads.
The thing is, it might fit in a slot where cars like the Urus are, is the issue, right? Like, Urus is not
In the
incredibly...
US, maybe.
Yeah, but even...
No one in the UK has a Tesla affiliation.
Oh, yeah, true. But I see a lot of Uruses, honestly. I've noticed a lot more Uruses recently. But
you could put this down to the city again. I have seen 2.
I see many. I see many Uruses.
Both of them were in Stevenage. So.
Yeah. But this thing, I could see... If I saw it out in... Say it's... Okay, when would this thing release? Say it's 10 years from now, and this thing's just fresh off the actual... fresh off the parking lot, right? It's actually released. Off of the storage ship, whatever. If I saw this thing in public, I would double take. I'd be like, oh, a Cybertruck. Right. I think it would fit into that. You'd see like one at least at a car meet because it's a Cybertruck.
You would be stereotyped so hard.
Oh, instantly. Like you'd be the guy in the Cybertruck, right?
You would have to have the largest ego known to mankind to step out of this. Like the kind of person who parks in disabled parking, you don't need it.
It's the kind of car that people have entire TikTok accounts based on the fact they own this car. It's that. That's exactly what it is. It's that kind of car, the Cybertruck, where you have an entire TikTok account that's like, driving a day in my Cybertruck, taking my Cybertruck to a car meet. Oh, look at me, I have a Cybertruck.
People do that with Teslas anyway, so...
Exactly, right? Like, that's what Tesla basically... That Tesla's place is. And now that companies...
Tesla
like
is the Apple of cars.
It really is. Now that mainstream companies are, like, dipping down into the lower-end EVs and whatnot, I see a lot more green plates. Since I've figured out the green plate thing, I've noticed a lot more green plates as well. Like, even for cars like Mustang,
EVs are a lot more popular than they, like, look, because most of the earlier EVs, like, sort of 2015 to 2020, I'd say, are just normal cars.
Yeah.
But they've had electric motors in them.
And then you also had, like, the era of Top Gear being like, EVs are bad. So everyone was kind of like...
I think if you look up car sales statistics, it's around 20% of, like, 20% of cars sold this year will be EVs.
Yeah. Which is, that's big.
Which is
that's
very
1 in
high.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you were to reset from now, 1 in 5 cars you would see on the road would be EVs. Which, that's...
Oh, yeah, no. Give it 15, 20 years when all the old Clios and Civics have blown up. They'll be everywhere.
Exactly, yeah. Hopefully, especially, I like it. You know what? It's a force to innovate, right? As much as, because obviously there was, like, originally, there was the big push of, like, Top Gear being like, you're weak if you drive an EV, right? Like, there was obviously that originally, but then now it's just like, yeah, it's a cool place to innovate. The fact that some of them are just the same car but electric, cringe. Some of them doing something new and it's bad, cringe, but that sweet spot of doing something new and it's like, okay, that's where EVs
Alpine,
are cool.
A290.
Exactly, the Alpine A290 is like top tier EV. Other ones where, like, what's a car that went EV and was actually good at doing it, right? Like, The Dodge is interesting, I guess. Like
The Honda E is interesting, looks wise.
Yeah.
But it's been a massive sales failure for Honda.
The ID Buzz. Oh wait, yeah, I've never seen this car out. The ID Buzz is cool. The bus.
ID Buzz is it's a concept you can buy. They're not going to be very popular.
Yeah.
They're way too much money.
Why does the Honda E? Why does the back of the Honda E look like the same as the front of the Honda E? Wait, there's not that. There is the front of the Honda E, right? Why?
Guess how much this cost if you ever to see you ready.
Oh no. I would hazard a guess at 25,000.
Double it, add 3. Not double. Add 13 grand. Add 13 grand.
13 grand. So what did I say?
You could
25?
buy a Golf. You could buy an e-Golf when those were a thing for
40
this.
40 grand, basically, almost.
Basically, 38,999. Base.
Jesus.
If you optioned it, it went up to 45, as far as I'm aware.
Oh. But also, yeah, why does it have the same at the front as the back as it does at the front? It looks like it's looking at me from... It's got eyes in the back of
You
its
can see
head.
the same design style in their bikes, where they went very smooth with circular headlights. I think they tried the same in the cars, because it worked very well for their bike division. I'd assume they thought people wanted circles, and then stuck circles on it, and then priced it double what it should have been.
Yeah.
If this was £23,000, they would have sold tons of them in the cities.
Yeah.
It would be a great city car.
Yeah,
But
to be
they
fair,
made it £38,000 base with a 80-mile range or something like that. It was doomed to fail.
Yeah. But speaking
It
of
looks interesting.
Oh no, yeah, sure. But speaking of doomed to fail, you know, there is also the Cybertruck.
This will never... If it does exist, it won't exist in the UK.
It'll do good in America, I reckon. Will it though? America's
No,
so weird.
no,
I don't see the pickup audience buying
Americans
one of these,
hate
right?
EVs as it is.
Yeah.
And if they had to buy an EV pickup, they'd buy an F-150.
Exactly, right? Like, I don't see, oh, howdy, me and my Raptor, right? I don't see him being like, hey, you seen the new Tesla, right? Like,
Well, I mean, Tesla is known for terrible build quality as it is. So.
Oh, well, there you go. Basically like EVs had before, right? With Top Gear being like, you're weak if you drive an EV. I feel like America still has that to a degree. I feel like America still has the, like, oh, I like my car to be gas guzzling.
Things like the Model S are seen as, like woke cars.
Yeah,
is the way I'd put
exactly, right? Yeah. It's like America is so childish.
Unless it's a plaid,
right?
it's just seen as a woke.
Which I'm not you, the viewer from America, watching right now, listening right now. You, not at all. But America is such a childish.
Because I guarantee you, they didn't get the e-Golf, the e-Minute. I guarantee they didn't even get things like that because they wouldn't buy them in the first place.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, what Jeep made that EV and it got European Car of the Year because they only sold it in Europe. Yep. They made an American company made an EV only for Europe. Right.
It's not really a Jeep. It's a Peugeot 2008, which is a terrible model name. The 2023 model 2008, because Peugeot.
Yeah.
With a Jeep body on it. It's not a Jeep.
It's Jeep managing and selling and branding and all of that with it, right? But and again, hey, tell you what, the Peugeot didn't win Car of the Year 2023.
No, it's just got a Peugeot badge.
Exactly, it's just the badge. But yeah, it's weird that I don't think Tesla's gonna have that. I feel like the average pickup driver looks at like guy in a suit working in like the average Twitter employee before Elon Musk showed up, ironically. Like that kind of person driving a Tesla, right? Yeah. I don't think mass America would. Maybe the cities, to be fair, right? Not to be fair. Not this thing. Tesla, I imagine they do good in the cities. I can't imagine this being wanted. You'd maybe have like 2 in a city, and then realistically, you'd want most to be sold everywhere else. And I don't think it's selling everywhere else like that.
No.
Rich people will buy it because it's a Tesla pickup truck. stuck-up people will buy it because they're
It's
stuck
one
up.
of those things that I can see them making less than 5,000 of, and it'll be a
Yeah.
limited, ultra limited, ultra expensive car that,
But the
like
issue
the
is they've
Roadster.
already
It's going to be
taken
the Roadster of pickups. It's going to be ultra expensive, ultra limited.
they've already taken deposits though is the issue though, right? Surely they have to deliver
They've
to every
taken
deposit.
deposits in the UK. There's no way this is going to be legal in the UK.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, yeah, the Jack Massey Welsh does Tesla content. He's put a deposit down, and it's like, yeah, he hasn't gotten it. There is Roadsters apparently. Apparently, one of the things he goes to does have a Roadster, but
They made 3 Roadster prototypes.
yeah.
But they've just lost all the molds apparently because they aren't making any actual Roadsters.
Which, to be fair, we weren't even talking about this thing. We were talking about the fact that they're making a new Tesla of some kind. It's just that it's the fact that it's a Car Wow title, right? We've got nothing to go off of. It could be a hatch, it could be an EV, it could be a...
Volkswagen will beat them to whatever it is. If it's a hatch, Volkswagen will beat them.
Exactly.
If it's a cheap sedan, Volkswagen will beat them to it. And the Volkswagen will be cheaper, better built, with better range. It's just, why would you buy this?
Exactly. And we at the Volkswagen
It's not even out yet, and you can already tell it's going to be an inferior product. Tesla have lost.
They're an Apple, right? But the issue is they'll lose, but they'll keep winning, right? They're an Apple. They you said
the only reason the Model Y sells in the UK is because there's no other EV SUVs.
That's fair. Which now, to be fair, you say that, right? And
ID7
you're right. Like, yeah,
came out recently, or comes out. So.
That's what did you say? The Mark 7, or what did you say?
ID7, the new Volkswagen thing.
As well as that, I have seen so many Mark E's. Is that what they're called? The EV?
Yeah.
I've seen so many of those. It's off-putting too, because I've never seen like a
MG sell a lot of their EV SUV as well now, as far as I'm aware. The 4 or whatever it's called. I think they call it a hatch.
I've seen the real bug-eye one, the bug-eye MG SUV. I was in one. It was a taxi in London, but like, yeah, I see so many Mark E's. I see a lot of that like e-tron style Audi one.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of... Oh, there's another one. And the MG one, to be fair, yeah. Not a lot of the... Which I guess, again, because City... They've already got steep competition in SUVs. I don't even see that many of the sedans. I don't see the
Oh, no, the Model 3 and the Model S just borderline non-existent.
Yeah. And everyone's beating them out now. But maybe they're more common in America, I assume. I assume they're winning in America. But,
yeah, because no other automakers send their EVs over there.
Yeah. Which I don't know why they get so much favor from them, right? Because they can't be exporting that much. Oh, they might do well in, like, East Asian areas, maybe? Maybe?
The Model Y, was it top last month? Selling best-selling cars?
Yeah, something like that. Sounds about right.
Because I've got Corsa, Qashqai, Puma, Sportage, Duke, Tucson, and then the Model Y.
It might be 2 months ago, and it's already fallen off that hard.
Yeah, I'd assume it was. Because they did a deal recently. They did like a £5,000 off recently, which I assumed that was that month. Fiesta's worked its way back onto this list as well as 10th.
Oh, there you go. But Tesla, pretty cringe. But maybe they're good. But they're good actually if you're a Tesla fan. Elon to the moon, and Twitter is so much better now. I actually bought verification, Mr. Tesla fan, listening to the podcast. We love Tesla. Tesla, good.
Tesla in today's market make no sense.
Yeah, they were good when they were good, right? Like
why? Like the Model S, right? Just buy the Volkswagen equivalent.
Yeah.
Like Volkswagen make they have done, I assume, what they planned to do when they got into it really early is have an EV in every single segment.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have one in the hatches, and once they get the hatch out, just buy the Volkswagen version.
Which is what Tesla should have... Oh, I'm moving around. Which is what Tesla should have been focusing on, really. Instead of doing, like, 5 sedans, 1 SUV, and 1 crossover-looking thing.
American market, though.
Oh, yeah, true, to be fair, I guess. Yeah, that's the issue. But...
I'd assume they're just going to bet on the American market being big enough to sustain them.
Yeah, which apparently, like, what, they're the only currency doing good right now, isn't it? So, oh, well... But
Oh, we're doing quite well again, actually, to be fair.
Okay, good.
We're back up to 1.26 of the dollar.
But everything is in shambles in America, like 100% of the time. So, it's rather funny actually, because other people as well I talked to about it, how it's just like America is just a reality TV show for the rest of the world. But from that, speaking of finding absolute comedy in absolute waffle, the new Fast and Furious has released. Fast X is out. I don't know what the copyright is on just having the trailer playing, so I won't. But Fast X is out, and its reviews are... Well, before we go into the out reviews, I will mention, you told me about this, it apparently, before it came out, got the tagline, the lowest, something, paraphrasing, the lowest Fast and Furious franchise has ever gone, or like the worst it's ever been, which is impressive, frankly. So,
Well, I mean, you can tell that from the trailers, really.
Yeah. The IMDb is a 6.4. Not as low as I thought it would be. It's Rotten Tomatoes. Oh! Okay. So it's Rotten Tomatoes. Critics review is 54, right? Which is pretty bad. It's like half, right? Its audience score is 86. Which is... I kind of want to go watch it now. I was going to suggest, because we're going to watch Fast and Furious with Alfie, and I was going to suggest that we go watch this instead. I feel like he's already reluctant. He will never leave the house again, I imagine. If the first thing we
jump scared him with that, he's never, yeah.
Like, at least Guardians of the Galaxy, that's a good movie no matter what. If it's this... Like, he's going to be traumatized at that point if this is what we're taking him out to watch.
Yeah.
But hopefully by next, if not the one after of the Stick Drift podcast...
I mean...
Should have
go see it next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday can work, and then sort out something from there for the podcast. Maybe that one will be a Monday
Record
episode.
it on Sunday.
Exactly, there you go. But Fast and Furious, Fast X, it has gotten... as irredeemably silly as it is satisfyingly self-aware. Okay. Fast X should rev the engines of longtime fans while leaving many newcomers in neutral. So lukewarm, I guess? It doesn't sound worse than the franchise.
Being described as silly is either good or bad.
Well, it's silly... But then with satisfyingly self-aware,
it's not going to be Gumball levels of self-aware.
No.
Which I feel like it needs to be at this point. They've gone too far.
Like, see, the thing is, you can say you're self-aware, but Dom unironically says family like 7 times in the trailer. What's self-aware about him genuinely just saying family over and over again? Like,
grapples the 2 helicopters in pulls into the and goes, that just happened.
Yeah.
And like looks into the camera.
Yeah.
That's what else they can do.
Like, it's so... Like, again, it's like, it's how there'd be such a high degree of self-awareness needed. He'd literally have to go, family, am I right? Like, there'd have to be like a funny thing happen, and it'd stop, and he'd have to go, it'd be really funny if I said family right now. Like, it needs self-aware writing. I'm hopeful now, though, that it's funny bad, not boring bad. Because you can get actually bad movies, and then you can get funny bad movies.
It's Fast and Furious. There'll be enough going on to where it's just kind of... I think it's just going to be mid, like the reviews are. Like, it's going to have some okay parts.
Yeah.
With a load of mid.
I'm looking at some of the critics' ones. Warning for perhaps some spoilers. I'll be careful, though. Fast X is watchable, and its car chases are often exciting.
It's watchable.
It's watchable.
Great start to review.
It's not as satisfying as the best Fast and Furious movies. which one would those even
Which
be?
would
Like,
you even count?
I don't know,
The
like-
first few are cringe.
5 and 6. It was good for like 2 movies, and then 7 was like
It slowly went from cringe undercover cop story to
like-
action.
Yeah.
So they're in space.
yeah, exactly, right? They just went so
There's an in
far.
between where it's okay.
Yeah, like it was like the originals were cringe. They had a bit of charm to them, and I stand by that. But they were cringe.
Yeah.
But then from that, of course, they went to the action, and I enjoyed the Brazil one, and 7 was pretty good. Brazil one was the heist where they were like dragging the
I've seen the one with the GTA ramp car.
that was one of them, I think. I don't know. And 7 was good. 7 was the one where Paul Walker unfortunately passed away. Everyone said it should have been the last one. It's the jumping the car in between the buildings one was 7.
Oh, I've seen that one as well.
Yeah, that one. And then the one where they're the bank vault. They've got the bank vault attached to the car, and they're
I
driving.
think that one was the one with the ramp car.
That's
pretty
6.
sure it
Yeah,
would have been.
I think that was because I think that one had Shaw, and they just put the Rock in a hospital straight away. Like they had him in the movie, whacked him in the hospital, and then carried on with the
That
movie.
scene where he's got his car started, like something happens, goes, and breaks
Doesn't
the
he like
car.
break it? Yeah, yeah. Like that's where it began.
Someone got paid a lot of money to write that scene.
Yeah. I think 5 is one of the ones that I know nothing about. I think I watched 2 on TV once. I watched 6 on TV once, but actually enjoyed it. I watched stuff about Tokyo Drift, never watched it though. 5, I don't know what happened in 5, honestly. I just remember liking the Brazil one. Maybe that one was 5. I don't know, honestly. John Cena's in the movies now as well, right? Like.
Yeah.
At what point does it stop? And that point is not at all. I imagine we'll get who's the. I'm surprised Dave Bautista isn't already in the movies, honestly. He probably is in, like, a scene or 2. Obviously, I believe The Rock isn't in them anymore because Dwayne doesn't like him very much. Because Vin Diesel doesn't like him very much. And Fast 5, 7.3% on IMDb, 78% Rotten Tomatoes. Fast and Furious 6 was 71%. Fast and Furious 7, which was what? Furious 7? I don't remember. It was
idea.
Furious 7. 7 and 81%. Then was like Fate and a 9, right? Those were the bad ones.
9's the one where they went to space, isn't it?
Yeah. That one, I believe, was like a big bomb as well, right? Like that one people were like, oh, this is bad. Oh, well, to be fair, Fate, 6.6, 67%. So it's already going downhill. What was the naming scheme of F9?
I think it was just F9, like Fortnite.
Yeah, F9. 5.2, 59%.
Yeah.
It was going down. And to be fair, F9, F9 the Fast Saga? No idea. F9, that also got an 82% audience reviews.
Oh, the audience don't know anything. Then,
So
do
the
they?
audience might just be wrong. You know?
I think they are. Like, if it's
Yeah.
anything like the trailers.
Let me see its blurb. What's its like blurb looking like? Fast X consensus? What is the
Consensus.
I don't know what the word for it is, right? What's like the
Tagline? Description?
like the selling description. Like what would be like the Netflix paragraph on it?
Tagline, definition-wise, I think.
Maybe, but it's something to do with. I really don't like it, right? They're really going very MCU with the like. And Jason Momoa was there the whole time. And CGI.
It's just a cover for Bad Ryan. It just happens Marvel's done it for a while.
Yeah. Fast X IMDb taglines. Oh, not all races can be won is apparently one of the taglines of the film.
Like racing the moon. Like, I don't get what's going on.
Jason Momoa. Dominic Toretto and his family are targeted by the Dominic Toretto and his family are targeted. Done. You've got, like, the last 5 movies. By the vengeful son of drug kingpin Hernan Reyes.
Oh?
Jason Momoa, I imagine. Mr. Oh my god, what did they do to Jason Momoa? Which I...
Done that on purpose.
Storyline. The end of the road begins. Fast X, the 10th film in the Fast and Furious saga, launches the final chapters of one of cinema's most storied and popular global franchises. Now in its 3rd decade. Oh my god, is it? It shows. And still going strong. With the same core cast. That's not true. Vin Diesel, full stop, from the first movie? Like, yeah, Vin Diesel and the woman, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say the woman. I don't know what her name is.
Over many missions and against impossible odds, Dom Toretto and his family have outsmarted, outnerved, and outdriven every foe in their path. Was this written by their PR rep? Now they confront the most lethal opponent they've ever faced. I'm sure the last 5 were that too.
They went to the moon the last one. How is it going to get more dangerous than that?
The moon
isn't there one where they're fighting a submarine?
Yeah. And of all the people to send, like, Ludacris, I swear it was Ludacris and Ludacris's sidekick that they sent to the moon.
Yeah,
Probably 2 of the least qualified ones to go on, like, an unsanctioned space mission.
The most expendable, I guess.
Yeah. The 2 most comic relief ones.
Strap a rocket to a Fiero and shoot into space, and can't send a main cast into space.
Sure,
that'd be too
if you
bad.
had Paul Walker, of course, out of everyone's control, but if he was still 1 second part of the franchise, he could have, like, he was what, an FBI agent, at least slightly sophisticated, I am arguing Paul Walker could have flown it.
How would this have worked if he was still in the FBI? Like,
exactly.
Can't we send a car into space, please?
Like, it's just... Oh, maybe people were right when they said it should have ended at 7. Has it been good since 7?
It would have ended at 4.
I mean, Hobbs and Shaw was watchable as far as I remember. And it was British, so, you know, it couldn't have been that bad.
Zero bias.
Exactly. But, like, with the state of this one, we're obviously going to go watch it. We'll see what it's actually waffling about. And I'll probably do a video on it. I'll do a video on creating the cars and stuff from it as well. It's just, it's a bit of a nothing now. Oh, Brie Larson's in the franchise too now. Oh, and to jumble in with this news. Oh, no. So this was supposed to be a 2-part finale, right? Vin Diesel, from reports, has said that this is now a 3-part finale to the Fast and Furious franchise.
One of them is going to be terrible then.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have to get an extra 2 hours of runtime out of the original script.
Yeah. And then on top of that, they're probably going to do more. Like, I imagine they'll do, like, what? They don't want Hobbs anymore because Vin Diesel...
They'll do Shaw and Hobbs, I don't know.
I was going to say, like, they might do Shaw and Han, right? Because they seemed very buddy-buddy in the trailer. Like, Brie Larson will probably... They're bringing in new people, right? New people at the end of a franchise. Feels very spin-offy. And it's just, like, when this... It feels like this franchise has been, like, running on its last legs for the last 5 years. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
7 was
It
good.
just proves if you throw enough money at anything, it will do well.
Yeah, like what's its grossing? I do watch a movie podcast, but I watch it at the gym, and I haven't been doing that a lot recently, so I don't know, or else I would know.
What do you mean? You've been doing mental gym editing videos.
Exactly. Fast and Furious opening box office. Opening weekend box office 65 million. That number means something.
Fast 9 did 726 at the box office.
726, what, million?
Yeah.
Oh, total though. Okay.
Yeah.
Opening weekend, now 8% behind that of F9. So, 8% behind the worst one.
I mean, they just are progressively getting worse, and people are getting
Yeah.
less interested.
Oh, because they keep dragging it out. Like, it's already gotten worse, and they won't stop. Like, do something. If right now, they
Can't wait
dropped
for Guardians of the
everything,
Galaxy 9.
right? Like, Marvel keeps going, right? Marvel keeps going. But every now and then, they do a smart, right? Like Werewolf by Night, Moon Knight,
I mean, they
stuff
release
like that,
so
right?
much, one of them has to hit
Yeah,
every once
something's
in a
gonna
while.
be good, right? But Fast isn't because there are so many different things, right? They've got a space adventure. Werewolf by Night was a Halloween special. Moon Knight was DID, like a psychological thriller. They do so much different stuff.
I mean, Universal isn't exactly great, to be fair.
True. Well, oh yeah, they're like Transformers. They're the kings of doing the same thing over and
They're
over
the
again.
Five Nights at Freddy's movie. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
They're the kings of doing everything over and over again and never letting go of an old IP. But they just keep doing the same thing. I swear to you right now, hear me out, because I just thought of this, right? If you went to a company like A24, they did Everything Everywhere All at Once and Werewolf by Night, right?
Yeah.
If you went to a company like them and went, hey, make Tokyo Drift 2, that would do well. If they went to a...
It wouldn't be Tokyo Drift,
No,
would it, though?
it wouldn't, right? It absolutely
It has to
wouldn't.
have some level of cringe.
It would essentially just be that for the IP. It would be Tokyo Drift 2 for the
A24
IP.
can make good serious movies.
Yeah.
They would never make a good
as in,
Fast and Furious.
As
or
in,
Need for
treat it
Speed.
serious, right? As in, ditch the whole, ditch the dumb action, ditch all of that. Because Marvel does that sometimes. It's when they ditch the dumb action that they're good. If they ditched that for a split second and used
Take
the
away the
franchise...
guns to the moon. Take away the submarine attack. Take away that from the Fast movies, and what is left?
Again, then use that. That's what I'm saying, right? You've got what's left, right? Which is just cars, women, big muscly men, and and a bad guy, right? Now use that in a don't have a big muscly man. Don't have blindly attractive women. Have good
It
characters.
would end up as something like Baby Driver or something.
That's what I mean, right? Make something good. That's what I'm trying to say. Make something good in the franchise. If they used it to make something interesting, use it to make an underground racing game. Because again, they can keep doing the big blockbusters. Marvel still does an Avengers every now and then, but on top of, like a spin-off, but better, right? Actually, because they did Hobbs and Shaw, and it was just another Fast and Furious movie. It was a Fast and Furious movie with a smaller cast. Do something different that's actually good. Do something different that will be enjoyable, like a more underground thing, and use the Fast and Furious name for it. I reckon that would do good. Do go
it just wouldn't
everywhere.
appeal to the Fast audience is the issue.
I not the current Fast audience, which the current Fast audience...
Even Fast 1 audience wouldn't watch it, and you know it. Fast 1 is a
The
cringe
IP
undercover cop film.
The IP recognition would back it, though. I reckon the IP... just if they did just, market it, like The Return of Fast 1, or, The Return of Tokyo Drift, right? I reckon they'd watch it, and then
If they released Fast 1 today, it would get £4 Great British pounds to the box office. No one, one person would watch it at half price.
If they basically released the same movie as Fast 1 in the Fast franchise, higher budget, better acting, if they released that right now, I reckon that would do good. Just because of that, full circle thing, right? Marvel is going back to original stuff. Transformers is going back to, starting from scratch stuff. Everyone's doing... DC is just completely resetting their whole world. That's what they need. The same world, new cast, new characters, new vibe. If that vibe doesn't work, use a different vibe. Make a Gran Turismo movie style spin-off.
Is it just delaying the inevitable? The franchise will always die. There's no saving it.
But maybe it can stop it, right? DC...
You can patch the leaks as much as you want. The boat's still sinking.
Sure, but DC was dying until The Batman, right? Actually, to be fair, DC
Have they
died.
made anything good since?
To be fair, now that I think about it, DC did die. They're resetting right now. So, but that's what I mean, right? Reset. They need a post-death. That's the thing, right? Is that not to prevent dying, accept that it's died. Accept that
reincarnated.
66, yeah. Like, go gritty. Go new things. I don't know. Have Vin Diesel appear in the second one as like a, whoa, look, it's Vin Diesel! Yay! Whoa! And have him be like, yeah, you new kids are rookies.
I just think the franchise is done. Don't call it Fast and Furious. Put it to bed.
No, fair.
It needs to rest.
I'm just doing it for IP recognition at this point. Like, realistically, everything I'm saying...
A24 is enough IP recognition as it is. They could do whatever they wanted.
If they did, like, who's the director that did Baby Driver? The very good director, right? The Baby Driver was...
We had to study him and I've forgotten.
Yeah, like a very good driver.
Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright, right. Give it to someone like Edgar Wright. Give it to A24. Make something interesting with cars. Make something unique with cars. A good movie. Ford vs. Ferrari was interesting because it was using cars and racing and all of that stuff with a good movie. Like, with a movie that was watchable. Like, it's just the fact that they're just using cars.
Edgar Wright did Ant-Man 1.
You know what? It was one of the good ones, I guess. So yeah.
He's done Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and World's End.
Yeah. Which now that I think about it, like the jolly man doing the talking scene, that does feel like a very Edgar Wright scene. Now that I think about it, him voicing everyone in like the flashback.
Baby Driver 2 is going to exist. Okay.
Is it still Edgar Wright?
Apparently, it's under him and directors, so...
Sure. The Punisher.
But it feels like it's going to be a cash grab.
Yeah. But again, like, use actors that are slightly unknown. Again, to be fair, it doesn't even have to be Fast and Furious. At this point, I'm just saying that, like, make something good, please. Like,
make a good racing film.
Yeah, right, like... I was about to say Gran Turismo, unironically.
Yeah, that would slap, yeah.
You never know!
The Gran Turismo film is an advert. That's what it is. It's a feature-length advert that they're going to make money on.
Yeah. But, again, yeah, like Ford vs. Ferrari. Ford vs. Ferrari was great. Make someone like that. Okay, no, Baby Driver already exists. Make something like an A24 gritty film using racing, right? The Batman even did a bit of street racing according to his, like, prequel novel, right? That's where he got his drip Batmobile and everything. But something unique, please, because this sludge...
I mean, they're making an F1 film.
Are they? Like a film?
Yeah,
like with actors and stuff?
film. Tom Cruise is in it or directing it.
Okay, you know what? Hopefully it's good, right? Tom Cruise did do a good recently, so...
I mean, I don't know who's directing it, but the one person who directed Top Gun Maverick is directing it.
Okay, yeah. With Tom Cruise, like, that could be good. And again, that would be nice. Yes, that would actually... Yes, please, carry on. Do that, please, yes. God, I just, like... It's... Yeah, you know what?
He's driving an F2 car at some point to get footage, so...
Oh, that's kind of
cool. They announced that.
The Fast and Furious movies are the equivalent to the YouTubers that upload every single day with just a current topic title. Like, this just happened, and it's just like plain thumbnail. It's sludge. Sludge is what it is. Fast and Furious is sludge of a franchise. And and I just want something that isn't sludge.
It's free money. They know they can do whatever they want, and they will make a profit.
It's the SidWaj channel of movies. It's the equivalent. It's the movie equivalent of daily uploads. It's the movie equivalent of just doing something because it should do well.
I would say Marvel is the equivalent of daily uploads. But...
At least I do different. It'll flop, but at least I do different stuff every now and then. Like, it's just. Where's the Fast and Furious hot and cold hypercar challenge? That's what I want.
Hobbs and Shaw is what that was.
Yeah. It's just something unique, man. Dear Lord, do something unique.
Can't have innovation.
From one bit of car media to another bit of car media. Just recently, we got the brand new release of Lego 2K Drive. And I have played Lego 2K Drive, and I must say, I actually really, really enjoy it.
Best £100 you ever spent.
Then I remember I spent £100 on it. Never mind, actually.
Racing is...
Look, it's... I guess I'm gonna have to essentially review this, right? So, what my official, unofficial, whatever review of Lego 2K Drive. I've played about, I will check how many actually. I'll bring up my Steam. I'll see exactly how much of this game I have played. So I should be qualified to talk about it. Because I bought it recently, obviously for the channel. I have already played a total, how do I go to the store page? Please, Steam. 17 hours. The game came out...
Haven't you basically finished it?
Tuesday. Yeah, no, I finished it like 7 hours
17 hours, yeah, 7 hours of gameplay for £100. Bargain of the century.
Yeah, I've just been 100%ing it right now, which is basically all I do. But yeah, 7 hours, we'll talk about the price. Completely forget about the price for now, right? So, it is a Lego racing game that is essentially the Crew 2 mixed with Mario Kart. You have a car, a boat, and an off-road vehicle that you switch between automatically when you go on those 3 different terrains. You have a bunch of events following you, your very memorably named mentor, and your very stud, the robot, who are just the most generic of racing game characters. It's got some self-aware jokes, which are nice, but the gameplay goes on you completing races, doing things in the open world to unlock the big race that you do, and then you do more races and go in the open world to unlock the big race, which you do. Then you do more races, do more in the open world to unlock the big race, which you do. Then you get the bigger race, which you do, and then you finish the game.
Sounds like a load of fun.
A lot of it can be very traditional Lego games, so the ones where you're more on foot. It's got some missions and stuff that are like that, where you're, instead of the usual, you're actually doing like a puzzle kind of thing. The handling is you drive, and there's stats for cars, and Lego-built cars, and damage, as well as, like I described, mixed with Mario Kart. There's sliding turning. You don't turn, you slide every turn. There's a handbrake turn. As well as power-ups, which you blast people with. There's a couple of different power-ups. And then there's skills, and there's collectibles. And that's pretty much the whole game. As far as just the gameplay, I'm lukewarm. It's playable. It's like it's not like I don't scoff at the handling. Sometimes it's wacky, but like I don't scoff at it. It's fine. But then I get stuff like then I master the handling every now and then. It's really satisfying when you actually master the handling. I've been very cracked at some skills and stuff that have been really difficult to do. And that's been really enjoyable. So I've been doing a lot of that as well. But I've been playing a lot of the game, like I already said. I enjoyed that. The progression can get tedious. The events are fun. The power-ups and stuff are fun to irritating, I would say. The actual gameplay cycle of it, now that I'm just 100%ing it, it's fine. It's like a regular Lego game. I've done the story, now I'm just going around the open world getting collectibles. It's decently enjoyable. If it was £20, I would recommend picking it up. But
even 20 is a bit... It's pushing it, but... Yeah.
But the issue is it is not £20. It is a 55 to £105 video game. Lego 2K Drive will cost you over £100, which now
Crew 2 Motor Edition was 130, by the way.
Exactly,
and that came with a physical, like,
Yep.
embossed box with an actual metal number plate,
stickers, map,
and
the
the
usual
map,
extra stuff.
the season pass, which is £30 on its own. You know,
Yeah,
the whole.
as well as like, again, it's not like the crew is too high quality of a game, but a bit more fleshed out of a game, I guess. But
there's more to do in the crew.
yeah, now that I look at it, so the versions of the game, oh no, that's Switch. It's still £40 even on CD keys. Like, it's only 25 on Switch is the lowest it is. Everywhere else, it's still a lot of money. 63, the gold edition, still 75. That's how much I picked it up for on CD keys. It's an expensive game. And here's where that expensiveness is a bit, I've been enjoying the gameplay so far. The base gameplay, it's enjoyable. But that's not where the main focus of the game is, unfortunately. Because they have a drive pass. And the reason there's a £100 version is you get the usual extras, as well as the first year of drive passes. Which, essentially, what, if, like, the deluxe edition is, like, 80? Was it even 80? I don't even know at this point, honestly.
No idea.
I have the game and I don't know. So, essentially, the game is going to have a long-term update system, so we're just going to have to see. But to assume that long-term updates are going to be worth £100 overall is outrageous, for one. They better be good, right? Because what could they even do that would justify it? Like, PvP might be actually playable now. Yeah.
I don't see how they can justify the price, really. Like, they're not going to add £100 worth of content.
Yeah, that's the issue. Is it's just not going to be £100. It should be way, way cheaper for what it is.
Where's the money, though? Because, like, there's no licensing of actual cars. Like, it's their product. They don't license the product. They don't...
2K Games is where the money is. 2K Games making it is where they've seen the money. I imagine 2K Games have gone, Lego, people will pay for that, right? Like, £100, you could get, like, a set the size of, like, a cereal box for that, you know? So it's like, maybe it's just that. Lego games, the other ones, which I would argue 10 times more fleshed out than this, other Lego games before this sell at 60, are bought at 60, right? But again, 10 times more fleshed out than this. There's an actual multi-level story where you play through either a movie, a whatever story, and then you got the whole open world, all of the characters, no microtransactions. It's a 2K game, right? It's got microtransactions. It's got PvP with microtransactions and the cars you have to buy. It's got the drive pass, right? We'll talk about the drive passes as they come out on Stick Drift Podcast. Of course, subscribe to the Stick Drift Podcast. But we'll talk about them as they come out. I'll probably do videos on them. I like playing the game. I'd almost say I like playing the game, but I don't like the game. It's weird. It's weird. Because I don't like what it's doing. I like the game on its base self for like 20 quid most. I don't like everything else about the game. Everything else about the game is just like, why are you doing that though? Why is it £100? Why is there a drive pass? Why is there microtransactions? It makes it feel like they're trying to find a slot in like a long-term slot, right? Like it makes it feel like they're trying to be like, we'll be 5 years down the line and everyone's going to be like, oh my god, have you played the new Lego 2K Drive update? That game really No Man's Skied, right? Which again, because of that, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with this game. Because it's just
2K. It's going to fall off. That's
the issue, right? Like, how long until we start getting ads in the game? It might have a bit of a Rocket League thing where Lego has so much IP, that it might do a Rocket League thing where, like, it'll be cool if you can drive a Batmobile in the game, I guess.
They'd have to sell so many copies to justify the cost.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, like, hopefully they can do that, because, like, maybe it'll be cool to see, yeah, like, the Fast and Furious cars. Maybe it'll be cool to see, like, the official F1 Merc in the game, right? Stuff like that would be cool to see, like Rocket League. It's just, are we going to see it? And two, what is there to do? The Crew 2 has the summit at least. This game's PvP is okay. It's a Mario Kart, right? We're just gonna, yeah. It's unfortunate. The general consensus is we're just gonna have to see which is all I can say to that, honestly. But, you aren't going to be picking up the game, is a notable thing, I guess.
Yeah.
The story.
I can tell you now that I'm not buying it.
Yeah. If it came below, like, 10, and, like, the updates were nice...
No.
They'd have to add stuff, right? Though they can't just do... If the updates are just an island, and an island with some races, a big race, and some open world stuff, every 2.5 months... you know, I just... And maybe some cars, right? The Crew 2. It's basically becoming the Crew 2, essentially. With a map, I guess. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't. And also, they do specify that only the first drive pass is gonna stay in the game. So it's confirmed that the other ones are gonna be leaving the game after they're done. Which is gonna introduce that whole controversy of exclusive cars. What if one of those cars is really good? I don't know.
I've got a feeling they're going to do an EA and abandon it due to lack of sales.
I didn't even think about that. There's a big chance that after the first year, they just kind of go, so, that was good.
I think even the first year is going to be a push. Because I can't see this having good long-term residual sales.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? The Crew does that. Other LEGO games don't need that, because they are just to release once, and then you go on to the next game, right? It sort of is that, like, this is gonna need long-term sales. It's trying to be a game that's gonna need long-term sales. That's gonna need to continue updating so more people buy it. Like, looking at it right now, Black Panther, who does a lot of videos on racing games, has he done a video on this game? He has, and it did 84k. So there's not, like, no hype around the game, I guess. But that's not great, right? Using his channel as sort of like a thing to check, I guess. It's not amazing, but it's like, that's not terrible. I don't see there being any hype for the update. Unbound's update got 0 hype. So what's going to happen to this thing, right?
Oh, yeah, no, it's yeah.
And it's for such a weird audience too, but like, I don't know, I enjoy it, right? Like, so what can I say? I wouldn't have bought it if I wasn't for the channel, but like, I enjoy it. Like, God of War, I really want to play that game, but because it's God of War would have been cheaper than this. Oh, yeah. I spent £20 more on this than I did on God of War Ragnarok. Than I would have on God of War Ragnarok. Oh, god damn it. Oh dear, that's actually upsetting to think. Because, like, I want that game, but just because it's not to do with the channel, I can't, like, mentally justify it. So because of that, I'm kind of just stuck. And I'm forced to enjoy this game. If I don't enjoy it, I will sob, weep, and bawl, is the issue. But, speaking of things that are to be enjoyed, and the last main segment of the Stick Drift podcast is to do with, the Crew Motorfest. Oh my god, the Crew Motorfest got some news. The Crew Motorfest has gotten a new bit of news. There is Crew news. There's a pun there, but it wouldn't work. The Crew Motorfest, of course, being the game coming out from Ubisoft Ivory Tower in this year, 2023. We're going to be seeing it release at some point, as well as reason to believe we will definitely be seeing it at Ubi Forward. And the new bit of news we have gotten is the end of testing Phase 3. Phase 3 has come to an end, and now they have released their maybe final? Like, this is what happened in the testing phase thing. And there's like 3 major things to actually look out for in this article that they posted. The first thing is that, 1, cool picture of the Urises, I guess. Other than that, we've gotten, obviously, the playtime numbers. 30,000 hours played. 32,000 messages in the Discord. 1,000 constructive feedback posts. And some people playing over 200 hours. So, Phase 3 allowed us and the team to gather excellent feedback on topics such as peripheral support of wheels, gamepads, and other accessories. That sounds like an all-around positive, I guess. Additionally, I believe they also somewhere, I forget where, but confirmed something to do with, like, improved, I think that was the last article thing, was something to do with improved wheel handling and whatnot, so that will be incredibly good to see, hopefully. Additionally, we keep on analyzing the continuous feedback we have received on the handling, with changes and tweaks to follow. So, still testing with only one phase left is interesting. As with the Crew 2, the Crew Motorfest will receive a post-launch live experience for many years to come. So I guess that's already confirmed. I didn't read this bit before.
I haven't read it, so...
yeah. What's the what?
I haven't read it at all so far.
Oh, there you go. Building on this successful precedent, and thanks to your feedback, the best of the long-term support is yet to come. Alongside the extensive live support, there will be continuous updates on selected areas of improvement that have been identified thanks to players' feedback. Now, the wording on that is weird. Do they mean updates before the game comes out? Or do they mean updates once the game is out, they'll actually make
improvements? Once the game is
out,
of course, in true Ubisoft fashion.
Because it's a video game in 2023. It has to release as, like, basically beta phase, and then you start updating it. Not before you add a battle pass.
Oh no, it'll have a motor pass before it's finished.
It's just a motor pass. It releases a motor pass.
It just is a motor pass,
They add the game later.
Yeah.
I believe I read that. So, the next phase begins May 31st, which is interesting, which we will get onto. As previously mentioned, Phase 3 ended last week, which means only one thing. Phase 4 is right around the corner. With the arrival of Phase 4, we can now include consoles in the tests to get some more specific feedback. I've got the trailer of Motorfest on my
issue is Phase
right
4 is now like a week long.
Yes, that's the one, which we will get onto. Which, console, not currently, to be fair. I think console, now that I think about it now, completely fine for the Crew 2. But before, the worst platform to play the game on when it comes to bugginess, when it comes to breaking.
I'm pretty sure the Crew 2 on console is still quite bad. On PS4.
On PS4, yeah. On PS5, it runs fine, I guess. But
yeah,
the Crew Motorfest is, I believe, confirmed for PS4 as well. So
yep.
That's an important thing for them to do too. Phase 4 will... So yeah, I back the console testing. Do that. It's unfortunate that they're not doing a lot of that. They might be really confident on its performance. Right, but, like I was saying, I definitely back the console testing because I want console to run well. As I was saying in one of my videos for this...
I'm sure this 1 week of testing is going to be great for consoles.
If it has cross-platform progression, I will not have to play console, which will be nice. If it doesn't, I want extensive testing for console. Please have console run good if it doesn't. Phase 4 will need a bit of extra time to prepare, so it will begin May 31st. But don't fret, as there is plenty of crew content for you to sink your teeth into, with the new Episode 8, Season 8, Episode 2, releasing last week that should keep your racing skills sharp until Phase 4 launches. Furthermore, Phase 4 will be slightly shorter than the previous phase, ending June 9th. That's 9 days of testing. So, only 9 days to test the whole of console, right? Because this is the first one to have console testing at all. Only 9 days, going until June 9th from 31st, which they mentioned Phase 4 ended a week ago. I guess the setting up time, right? It's just like they're taking longer to set up, I guess. But only 9 days is unfortunate. I hope there's more. Depends on when the game comes out, right? Like, imagine the egg on our face if, like, the Ubi Forward's announcement is like, yeah, coming out next month, by the way. Like, I hope if it is end of the year, which, to be fair, it would be great if it's middle of the year. I'm always bigger in the summer. there were the numbers if they did. Either would be fine. Jump scare me with UB Forward, you know. I feel like people sometimes think I have a bit more inside knowledge than I actually do. I had no idea about the Motorfest announcement. Nothing concrete, right? Rumors and stuff I knew about. When they replied to me when the trailer dropped, first time hearing and seeing any of that. I'm not that in the know, right? The game could be coming out July, and I wouldn't know. And I would be like, oh damn, so life's doing this now, I guess. It would be cool as well,
It would be cool, but
the more likelihood is like, what, September,
I reckon
October?
September, October, November time.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. It would be really cool if it was, though. Furthermore, Phase 4 will be... Which, again, if it is that kind of time, I hope there's more testing. Just at least for console. 9 days. Just, like... Again, we know nothing about console, right? Because console hasn't been tested at all. So unless internally they know it runs really well... you know, it's like, I hope there is a lot of testing done, essentially. I hope there's more test phases. Just in general, I would hope there'd be more test phases just for the sake of testing, right? But,
yeah.
Of course, they also then go on to say, furthermore, Phase 4 will be slightly shorter. Slightly? The others were like month-long, right? This one's
Yeah, they're all exactly
days.
about a month long, and this is 9 days.
Yeah. Phases previous phase ending on June 9th. So 9 days from the 31st, just over a week, and it's already gone. Poor console players. After which time we will have a big announcement to make, so keep your ears on the road. And that big announcement is now.
It's UB Forward.
If it's on June 9th that the announcement is if what they're saying there is it's on June 9th, then the announcement will be that they're at UB Forward. If the announcement is slightly later than June 9th, it's just going to be whatever the announcement is at UB Forward. Which, we can speculate on that. What do you reckon?
UB Forward announcement for 100%.
But what do you think the announcement would be?
Release date and release reveal trailer thing.
Yeah, this is a teaser, right? We haven't actually gotten, like, a trailer, I guess.
We haven't, there's not a trailer, really.
Which, how well is this done? Only 500,000 isn't amazing. It's not like...
That's quite bad, now that I think about it.
Because, like, what, crew... let me check the crew to teaser trailer? Because I don't want the actual trailer, because that's obviously going to have done good. Yeah, announcement trailer, 5.7 million, right? Crew teaser trailer, again, they didn't have a teaser, 30 million, right? I just don't know if Ubisoft has the hype anymore, and it's so sad. I really want it to. I want this to be like a 2 million view trailer. I want the review
It'll look
trailer.
in your bank account.
Exactly, but like I want the whatever's at UB Forward to be a 5 million view trailer, right? Like, that would be great. Do enough people care? I don't know, 500,000 is quite a lot. What's the recent comments looking like there? What's the newest first? Please put a Neon SRT4 in this game. Never mind, it's just asking for cars straight away. But yes, this is going to be out, I reckon, gameplay... Actually, reveal trailer makes more sense. I was saying gameplay... You know what? I reckon reveal trailer, gameplay showcase, and then release date. Yeah, I reckon that'll be the 3. And hopefully...
If you don't get a release date at UB Forward, I would be shocked.
Yeah, like what, halfway through the year, only half a year left to release the game, you'd think they'd have a release date by that point. Hopefully. Basically. Hopefully. I would love a release date. A release date would be very nice. I would like that very much. But we're just going to have to wait to UB Forward. If you didn't know, UB Forward is June 12th. It's confirmed to be happening. And I don't know where they post who's going to be there. And I don't know when they post such information too. Because I would love to know if it's confirmed that they're going to be there, right? Keep an eye on Ubisoft News what is Ubisoft News on about? Nothing to do with Ubi Forward.
Ubisoft News is just never about anything, really.
I got the co-stream thing for Ubi Forward, I guess. I got like the official notification for that, which was cool. Like, hey, co-stream Ubi Forward. And I was like, oh, cool. Sweet. And then I couldn't figure out how it actually works. But, we don't have a list on what games are going to be there yet, I guess. Crew better not be in the pre-show. It's a brand new game.
It'll be so funny if it's pre-show.
Like, alleged AAA treatment, right? And it's in the pre-show. Also, have they done a behind the wheel since the first one? Because they haven't, have they? They said they would.
I don't think so.
No, I like.
Well, they say a lot of things they don't actually mean.
Crew behind the wheel. One. So they've got Crew Motorfest behind the wheel, and then the Crew 2 episode 1, and then behind the wheel episode 1, essentially.
Yeah, that's
showing
dedication.
So these are 5 years ago. The Crew 2 behind the wheel, they did 2 episodes, and then no more. They just did 2 episodes.
Yeah, it's certified Ubisoft moment, really.
But, yeah, since then we've just gotten the 1 behind the wheel. Hopefully we get more. They said they would. I mean, in that one they accidentally showed a bit of gameplay, which was quite nice. We saw a bit of the HUD and whatnot. So yeah, let's.
Whole team got executed for that, so we don't get any more.
Exactly right. There was a SidWaj video out on that the next day, confirming rewind, confirming followers, confirming a lot. So I imagine someone definitely got a spanking for that one. But we'll have to see. Ubi Forward couldn't be. So I would love to skip to Ubi Forward. How many videos do I have to do
Fast forward to Ubi Forward.
I didn't even clock that, honestly. That's 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 day under 3 weeks. So,
yeah.
what? 7 foot 23, 22 days. 22 days. Oh my god, that's like a lot of days. Oh no.
Not a lot, so.
Oh.
Less than a month.
I get, yeah, but like a whole month is a long time. Okay. Mr. I do a normal 9 to 5. That's 22 days worth of videos and streams. Okay. 22 days worth of videos. Yeah. It's goddamn 22 days worth of videos, man. Ugh. There will be...
Get 22 videos ahead, and then you won't have to record them.
Exactly. There will be 22 more videos on the SidWaj channel before we get more Motorfest information. Wait, no! And that's a lie! Because that's from the 9th. Ubi Forward is 25 days! Oh, God.
There'll only be like 3 Stick Drift episodes between now and then, so...
Okay, no, you know what? That's fair. That's... Yeah, okay, that might ease my mind a little bit more on it. There will only be 3 more Stick Drift episodes. I can do that. But... That's what we're just gonna have to wait for. It's a very, like...
You're an addict for Motorfest days. You need it. You can't wait.
I actually can't, like, I would, like, tomorrow, now, please, give me the news. I'd be happy knowing it's existing, right? Like, I was, like, leading up to, before it was announced, I was like, God, maybe I ask him, and I'm like, I won't tell anyone. I couldn't bring my ego to that level. But I was like, maybe I just be like, hey, just tell me, okay? Just so I can be at peace that it is coming out.
I'm surprised you haven't yet, to be fair. I would have. I don't know. Give me 500 subs and I'll DM Ubisoft. Give me Ubi Forward early access.
We're going to have to see what goes on with it. Of course, co-streaming and whatnot. And Ubi Forward will be streamed on my channel. We've basically talked about everything. Forza added a cool Porsche. That's the gaming segment of the Stick Drift podcast. So... on to, essentially, the last segment of the Stick Drift podcast. Reminder to subscribe, I guess, but you don't have to, but, like, do, preferably. What is going on in the world of motorsports?
F1 was cancelled because there was a massive flood, and they don't work too well underwater, as far as I'm aware. So they cancelled the race.
They do have the halo, though. Like, surely they could.
Yeah. Stick propellers on the back and have like little pedals in the footwell, so they have to like pedal.
See, if they were playing Lego 2K Drive, they would have been fine. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. And then not really much else has happened, to be honest. I don't know. There was. No, there wasn't. No. No.
Yeah. Nothing really. Again, there's just been a bit of car media going on, and then like
next
not
race
a
is
lot
Monaco,
else.
so that's going to be a boring race.
Yeah. Which I guess we just wait for. We've got 3 more episodes of the Stick Drift podcast coming up. Hopefully we will have watched Fast X by next week, on top of something else, I imagine.
I imagine, I don't know, Honda are going to give me a free NSX for something in that meantime.
Tesla will announce their new car for 2037. That's going to be about it from us on the 26th episode of the Stick Drift podcast. What is that? What is that?
Oh, I found it. I scrolled up.
Oh, well, there you go. Upcoming car events in the UK. I will keep an eye on that as well.
You could pin it. I don't know if you can pin in this channel. But...
I can. But yes, that's going to be about it from us on the Stick Drift podcast. See you boys in the next one, episode 27 of the Stick Drift podcast next week. Follow on Spotify. Leave a review, however you do that on whichever platform you're watching. Leave a like.
Would you ignore me.
Relieve the reviews.
Relieve
them at ease. But that's going to be about it from us in a bit.